Hi, hello, and good evening. It is August 29th, and we are here 10 minutes late, not by our fault, however. I'm here to discuss Big Brother 26. This has been a crazy week in the house.
Oh my God.
We are going to forever lament the loss of Tucker, especially by way of Angela. We got a lot to do, not a lot of time to do it. Let's get into it. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined, as always, by my festy besties, John Dunphy and Gina Regino, and this is Strat Chat, arguably your favorite reality TV podcast.
It's giving Julie Chen Moonves. Welcome to
No, I knew the name. I just
show.
didn't know our description. Thank you very much. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod, and we are not on the blue sky because fuck them skies. So, before we get too far, my phone broke this week. I did not get a chance to show you all how we landed after last week's poll. So this is where we are. This is based on last week's information. These are where the votes are. T-Core still in the lead. Once again, many lamentations to our fallen King Tucker. Coming in second place. I suppose we're going to see his point total plummet. We're not happy about it. Get your votes in for this week. You can do so by commenting hashtag first name, your favorite house guest of the week. Please keep in mind that Mackenzie is not Mackenzie in our poll. We made it easy for you. It's hashtag MJ. Let us know what you think of these people, so on and so forth. This will be open throughout the remainder of the stream. So, how did this sucker kick off? T-Core won HOH, right? How did we win? What was that competition? Something about questions.
It was a true-false one, right? True-false.
With like the sounds, like all of like the mouth noises and the shaving sounds. I hated this.
The amplified sounds. The amplified sounds.
You just hear the sound of like someone like eating chips, and then someone like Kenny was shaving his head, and then like they would ask questions about like what sound came when. There were too many mouth noises in this competition for me.
This sounds familiar. This does.
I did not have a good time. It was, I mean, if you don't remember it, it might be because it lasted 3 questions. So.
Is that why I don't remember?
Literally 3 questions.
It was
good
fast.
To know.
It was.
Rebecca, you're gonna have to do hashtag first name alone. It can't be part of an overreaching comment.
Voting for Joseph. But this week, that is kind of a hot take.
It is a hot take, and I would love to know more. Continue that in the comments. We will highlight it because, definitely going to highlight that because I'm sorry.
I do just have to say, too, that it's good to see Rebecca because we haven't seen her in a while.
It's been a minute.
And I was just also going to say from that first comment about literally binging the entire season just the last few days, I can't even imagine what your brain is like right now because it's been
how
crazy.
Are you doing?
It's been crazy to watch this over the course of it's been crazy to watch this over the course of 6 weeks or whatever it is. So to watch the entire season in a few days must have been exhausting.
Freaking insane, dude.
Must have. So T-Core won. Initial noms being Cam, Tucker, and Mackenzie. Yes. That already feels like so long.
It really does. This was insane.
Yes. That feels like a really, really long time ago. So, forgive me, but not really. Because again, I've been watching as a casual, so.
Oh, see, I actually at one point had to like make a note to be like, stop watching the feeds. Schedule yourself to do other things. I literally could not peel myself away from these live
Oh,
feeds.
well, tell us why. Please fill in the blanks, because there's so much I feel like I don't know. Well, that's it. You
Yeah,
start
I don't
filling
even
in
know
the
where to
blanks. All we
begin.
know. So, Tucker, Cam, and Mackenzie. What's up with Cam? I thought that T-Core and Cam were a little bit more of, well, at least a little bit more aligned than that.
Cam, it's really crazy because I feel like Cam has like not been a part of this season all season. Like he's just kind of like, if you see him on feeds, it's like, oh, you're here. Like it's
Yeah,
just like
it's
very, like
just
I feel like I
kicking
just don't know
back.
what's going on. There were
Whose team
moments.
is he on?
Say again.
Whose team is he on?
Oh, mine, of course.
Oh, this is not current.
Oh,
Cedric
it's
in
not.
full
Young Cedric
color.
is still there. Oh, I wish we still had young Cedric in the house. Devastation. But Cam, I feel like this week finally started to like understand what the game was that he was playing. And I feel like on feeds I saw him aligning a lot with Chelsea.
Yeah, they're super close. Actually, what's funny about Cam is the only thing that I like really remember from him very much this season is I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about Chelsea always complaining about his dirty socks and clothes being all over the place. But it does feel like Cam started to actually like play the game this week. And I also feel the same way about Leah, too. I feel like she has not known that a game was even happening until this week.
Leah.
I don't know that Leah's really doing a ton this week either, to be honest.
Oops,
like,
oops.
I have a couple. I feel like we're not there yet because we'll talk about when Leah is an option to go on the block. But
we can be wherever we want to be. Like,
but I feel like
no
even if she's still not doing very much in there, it does feel this week like she maybe realized that we're actually supposed to be playing a game where we target people and work with people.
Like the thing about Leah, in my opinion, which like you can call it a great social game, she's really leaning into the fact that Quinn, Cam, and Joseph are all kind of into her, and she's like really using that to play to her advantage, where like she's not really doesn't seem to be interested in any of them, but she's like, well, if these guys are into me, I'm gonna flirt my way off of the block, which like you do you know, but like
yeah, I mean,
in terms of like actual strategizing with other people outside of that, I don't know that I see a ton of it.
So I also was all over the place this week and didn't really get to watch the feeds. But I saw a lot of people that were actually upset with the edit from last night's episode because the edit made it look very much like it was Quinn just going to T-Core and Chemo being like, no, don't put up Leah. She's good for my game. But I saw a lot of people on Twitter pissed about the fact that Leah, it wasn't shown how much work she did to kind of talk her way off the block. So, just hearing that about her makes me feel like maybe she is doing more now at this stage of the game than earlier on.
I do still feel like Quinn had a heavier hand in that than she did, but where the edit did kind of miss the mark is they made it seem like Quinn was kind of the mastermind of the week, where I feel like Chelsea deserves more of that credit.
Yeah, Chelsea was great this week. Yeah.
But I feel like the edit kind of did her a disservice by giving Quinn a mastermind edit, where like Quinn did do a lot of work, but Chelsea was kind of the one spearheading the Tucker of it all in general.
I feel like we saw a little more of that tonight. Like we did see Chelsea, who was she talking to? Mackenzie at one point, and then Quinn, and they were talking about the votes. Like it felt like Chelsea was really in a lot of people's ears, getting votes rallied up. So.
Kyle?
No, I don't know. I'm just listening. I feel like I missed a lot. I mean, not to jump around. We already said we're not really doing that, but
whatever.
You know,
if you're here, you've watched all week.
Exactly.
So.
Seriously. Tucker leaving tonight, it really feels very Heisem-ish. And I feel like these feeds are going to be lame-o.
People are comparing it to Izzy too, which like I think is also a very fair comparison.
I think that's very fair. And I think that as a viewer, I'm disappointed, but I
Mhm.
think for people in the game, I think it does make good sense. Like, this was
Right.
a good decision. Like, this is somebody who was winning a lot. We always say you've got to get those people out because they're just going to
Right.
win out if you keep them in. But like, you guys are not really exciting enough, like, for me to be jazzed that like you did this.
I
So
really like
like,
it's nothing against Mackenzie. I don't particularly dislike Mackenzie. I don't really particularly like her either. She falls very in the middle for me. But
yeah,
I was rooting for her to go because of the three options. She's the least interesting. So I was
yes,
like, I want more Angela. I want more Tucker. I don't necessarily need Mackenzie.
no, I don't need Mackenzie either, and but I also don't understand. And again, I've been a little bit out of touch with the feeds and
Sure.
everything, but like, I don't understand who is Mackenzie aligned with,
Nobody, as far as I know.
right? Like,
She
other than
she's
Leah
starting to
and
kind
maybe
of
something with Angela, like, I just feel like she doesn't have connections with anyone.
I feel like she's only just starting to find her footing a little bit. So that really is kind of all she's working with at the moment. Up until this point, she's really been on an island. She hasn't really vibed
Right,
a
but
lot with anybody.
I feel like, depending on who she would go up against, like, I still feel like she would consistently be safe,
Hmm.
which feels strange to me.
Yeah,
Like,
her
I don't
positioning's always been very confusing.
Yeah, and I don't know what to make of her, or like how secure she might actually be in this game, because unless you're going up like a Chelsea or T-Core or somebody like that, like, who is it that Mackenzie would actually lose against?
T-Core, I think, is a solid one because the way that people were crying when she won this HOH, you would think that like the Queen had attended the Big Brother
Hmm.
house. I was like,
Yeah,
I did not realize she was this well insulated.
yeah, no,
The
I
Queen
love
had
T-Core.
attended and dined in the
I
house.
I love T-Core, but this whole thing was a little much. All of the
I
crying
was
in
so
the bathroom
surprised.
when T-Core wasn't even in there. It was like just Rabina and Chemo just crying, being like, "She's such a good person. I'm just so proud of her." And she's not even there, and I'm like, "Oh my,
I
all
thought that
right,
was going to be a
okay."
joke. That was like the final night that my phone was working 100% correctly. And that was like, I was waiting for the silly music to come in behind it. Like, tweet, tweetity, tweet, tweet, tweet,
Oh
tweet,
no, see
tweet.
that
Like,
on like late Thursday night, that carried on for hours on feeds to the point where I was like, what competition did they play? Like she must have pulled out a crazy win. So then to see it was a Q&A that only lasted for 3 questions, I was like, this is what we were crying about.
yeah, I really,
It's very weird, very
Very
weird.
very
confusing.
strange, very, very strange. I mean, I'm happy you like her, because she is on my team. So it does bode well for me, especially because I did take a hit this week.
And what a hit you took. Ugh,
It's a terrible hit. It's a
it's so
terrible hit.
sad.
My male winner pick is gone. The hottest person we have seen on Big Brother since, well, Big Brother 23, and the one and only Christian Birkenberger. There's been no one hotter since then.
Give Joseph a little more shine. Joseph D. Abden, attorney at law. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry, dear. Shine for what? He is very attractive, but I still don't think that he was on the same plane as Tucker or Christian. Like,
Agree to disagree.
and we can, as you want to get in bed with Quinn.
I love him. You leave me to my little gremlin
I'm
boy,
just
okay?
saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a weird one, Gina.
Listen,
Yeah.
I know that this is only going to hurt me more in this argument, but it is his personality. I know that makes it worse for you, but
His personality is
I
terrible.
can't explain it.
Kyle Petty Basal has left the chat.
I can't explain it.
Yeah,
The girlies that get it,
So
and
you
the
like
girlies
being
that
shouted
don't.
at? Is that what it
Listen,
is?
the girlies that get it. I understand that most of those girlies are the lesbians of BB Twitter. That's fine. They get me.
Do they though?
There's a whole hashtag
If the
lesbians for Quinn.
lesbians of BB Twitter are into Quinn, like, I mean, oh my gosh, so many problems. It's just so layered. Like the issues that we have. Oh my gosh, I'm totally like likening myself to the Quinn girlies who are lesbians.
Listen, the girlies that
I
get it,
feel
get it, and the
so
girlies that
validated.
don't. I'm not sitting here saying, like, how dare you disagree with me. I get it. It's not
No,
for
and that's very,
everybody.
very fair. But I feel like that in that case, that the girlies that get it are still don't include you. So,
Oh no, listen.
Oh my God.
This person here commented, "Eat the pin." They said, "Love the channel game,
I
but
know. I'm
Quinn
in the
is
minority. I
insufferable."
know
LOL.
that.
I'm sorry. 2/3 of this podcast,
mhm.
this channel, agree with you. Eat
Hell
the pin.
yeah.
So.
I'd eat that pin.
Listen,
Quinn
I
sucks.
Yeah,
I
Quinn
acknowledge
does suck.
I acknowledge that I'm in the minority. I think he's so funny. I think his DRs are hilarious. I really love him. I'm sorry. Agree to
His
disagree.
DRs come off as if he thinks he's smarter than me. And and I don't like that.
I think he's so funny.
Okay. I mean, listen,
What
everyone's
about it
entitled to their
is
own
funny though?
opinion. Oh.
He's just like a goofy little guy.
Like
Thank
goofy
you,
how?
Rebecca. Show Rebecca's comment right now. Thank you.
I didn't even see it. I have a lot of other things going on.
Somebody pull up Rebecca's comment so I feel validated.
I mean,
I was as an act of protest, I wasn't gonna pull the comment up, but
no, I'll show it.
No,
I'll
I
show
have
it.
so
Look,
little
we like
support. Let me
Rebecca.
have this.
We love her voice. Welcome back to the chat. However, incorrect.
I love him. I love him.
Opinions are not supposed to be wrong unless it's that.
I love him. Sorry. I'm a double down. I'm a triple down.
Well,
Okay, go ahead. Listen.
Have
We
fun.
love a bitch who stands for her convictions. Okay. All right. So that was Sunday, right? Cam, Tucker, and Mackenzie.
Yes.
Then we get into the Wednesday night episode, this 2-hour extravaganza, which I'm not really sure needed to be 2 hours.
It did not at all need to be 2 hours.
I was entertained for the majority of it. I will say, okay, Angela's punishment.
We've seen so much worse.
We have seen worse, but I will say I'd be crying too if it was 6:06 and I'm still walking back and forth with this stupid dog poo grabber and these little balls. Like I'd be crying too.
I have to say, my perception must be so off because looking at the pile, I was like, that's going to take 12 hours. That doesn't even look like that many. And then she was going freaking all through the night. I was like, it did not look like enough to take that long.
Wasn't it like it was 1,000 like ping pong size?
Yeah, but
balls,
like
right?
looking at it, it didn't feel like it was a lot. Like, I guess I'm just comparing it to the size of the backyard. I was like, I can't imagine that's going to take a long
because you've
time.
never been fat, so you don't understand like what a lot really looks like.
She also had to make several trips to the decontamination station, which
that seemed miserable.
Although I'm going to tell you, so there was one moment that I absolutely loved in this when Angela she was getting towards the end and she was so tired. And she thought she had picked up a ball and started to walk back and then realized she didn't have it, and I lost it.
That made me so sad.
No, I laughed so hard.
You know her brain was mush at that point in the night, and she was like, what do you mean I don't have one?
But then another moment I was disappointed in was that when she got down to the last 3 and everyone was counting 3, 2, and then she got to the last one, I was really hoping right before she picked up that last one, they were going to say, decontamination levels are too high. You must go to the decontamination station tonight.
Broken her.
Oh my God, I wanted it to happen so bad.
The contamination levels are too high. The HOH is going to come out here and kick your barrel down and have you start all over.
Imagine. Oh my God.
I'm like, you know what? I do self-evict. Fuck that stipend. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I sadly to a vote myself. Goodbye.
I sadly to a vote. What else we got? The veto competition
with prizes.
Yeah, we had that knockout competition. You had to knock out the robot. You had to hit a robot rather with this little slingshot. Whoever has the most points at the end of each round stays in. Lowest point getter, you're out of here. And you get to select your prize on the line of shame, we'll call it.
The line of shame.
T-Core had some vocabulary issues. Radiation eradication. I don't remember what it is that she said, but it was absolutely not right. And like when she said it, I said, "Wait, have I been saying this word wrong?"
Mackenzie was like, "Eradication."
And there was the silly music in the background, which felt immediately validating. But I feel like it's funny. Like I don't, as Americans, I feel like we listen to people with an English accent and assume that they're smarter than us. We fly them over here like Gordon Ramsay, and we allow them to judge us like Simon Cowell, and they just to come over here and tell us things about ourselves, and we assume that their opinion matters so much more than ours. So when T-Core says something wrong, I immediately think that I said it.
Oh, I must be the idiot.
I must have never said eradication correctly ever. Happy to know that I was not wrong. And she was. What else here? Mackenzie won a trip, right? She gets a flying luau.
Love.
Yeah, I didn't love her talking about it. I want to do something for my family. Girls, a trip for two. You're just taking your boo. Stop it.
You're taking your brother, all right? Let's be honest.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. No. That's what she meant by family.
Oh, Mackenzie, girl.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
Let's get Hawaii on the line. Cancel the luau.
Get Hawaii on the line.
Yes. Hello?
Dear Mr. Hawaii.
Ms. Hawaii. There's a luau planned for a date to be determined. Don't let them in. It's going to get crazy. Unless you, I don't know, maybe you Midwesterners. No. Maybe that's how y'all get down.
Sorry, girlies.
The Midwesterners and the Targaryens. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Knock yourselves out. Go ahead and luau. But for the rest of us, who would you bring on your luau? Darcy.
Kyle chooses for me.
Gina will bring Darcy. John will bring Mary Kate.
No, I'll bring Franklin Jonas. That's who's coming.
I don't know that he would come with you, but I appreciate the offer.
And why would he not go with John?
He does not know that man.
Listen, I am his biggest supporter as the greatest Jonas brother. Fantastic job on Claim to Fame. Fantastic job. Love you, Franklin.
You definitely are a better supporter than me because after we started tweeting at him and he didn't even like them, I unfollowed him. Fuck Franklin. All right? Bigger celebrities have interacted with me. Your failure to do so lost a fan.
Wow. Sorry, Franklin. Sorry, girl.
You're out! Out of here!
So silly.
So that's that. Who won Veto? It was Cam.
Cam.
Congratulations. Is this Cam's first win?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Congratulations, Cam. Which is a win for what? Team Morginis?
Yes, finally Cam has contributed. Welcome to the game, right. Cam. Thank you.
Welcome to the chat. What else do we have in this episode? Angela. Let's talk about Angela. Because, Tucker had that conversation with her in the pool. I don't know when this was because I watched last night today.
Sure.
But had a conversation with Angela basically saying like, hey, I feel like I started this whole thing with you despite my thing with Rubina. I got you. Angela didn't accept this.
No, she did not.
What do you think of that? What do you think of the Tucker and Angela alliance of sorts and its dissolution?
I mean, we all know Angela is Angela. However, the one bit of grace that I will give her, you are not going to convince me that you will cut your showmance for me. I know I believe that you believe that. But if it comes down to me or Rubina, you're not cutting Rubina. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just think it's weird because, like, who else is going to fight for you like Tucker in there? Like, are you going to be out next week now? Like, maybe Tucker wouldn't have taken you to Final 2, but would he have gotten you to Final 3 and then maybe given you a chance? Like, and like the thing that like caused her to turn on him was him sharing the information that everyone else was suspicious of her being this AI instigator. Mm-hmm. And that for her is what she thought was the lie too. Like that, like he's trying to plant seeds and he's telling me that everyone thinks that I'm the AI instigator. Like he's lying to me. And it's like, no, he's literally just trying to be a helpful ally and come to you and be like, listen, just so you know, people will hit your reactions during these little videos. They think that you might be this person causing all the chaos with the deepfakes. And like for her to just assume like he's lying to me about that, like I don't know.
And that's what I mean by Angela is Angela. Like, no matter who it is that she's talking to, she does this every week where it's like, okay, this is the person that I am attaching myself to. I trust them with my life until I don't. And now you're a snake, and how dare you betray me? And then I move on to the next person, lather, rinse, repeat. It's the same cycle over and over and over again. So this week it just happened to be Tucker.
Lather, rinse, repeat. But I completely agree, and I think that Angela at this point is a total liability.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
anyone who says they are working with her, she inadvertently damages. Like she did it to Quinn and Joseph during the Crazy Eyes rant. Like she did it to Tucker here, and it's like literally anyone who says, "Hey, I'm loyal to you," she freaks out and like works against them. And it's like there's a part of me that understands that, like, hey, you're just super paranoid, and you also don't want to look like that clown in your DRs saying that, oh, I feel like I'm working with this person, and you later find out that they're not like working with you.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that gets it, but it's like you also have to understand that when you're acting like this, you're not giving anyone a reason to want to work with you. Like you seem completely unhinged, and it's it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. And I feel like it's gonna do Angela in at some point. And these fake tears, like she keeps acting like she's crying. She's not crying. She's going, and it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing.
Let me be so clear. As a viewer, it makes beautiful TV. If I was in that house, I would be ripping my hair out every time she fake cried. Like I think it's so funny.
Makes beautiful TV. Like not at this point. I think in the beginning it did. Like I'm growing very tired of it because it's fake. You're just whining the entire time. You're the oldest one in the house now, and you're whining nonstop.
I think now that Tucker is gone, it's going to grate on me a lot more because there's no one to match her crazy. You know.
At least his crazy was entertaining. You know, he actually got stuff going that was like fun. It's like, Angela, you walk into an alliance, invite yourself to it, and then blow it up.
That was
like, what's happening?
That was really crazy.
Yeah. She blew
what's
up that
wrong with Angela?
Yeah. Just bizarre. Just bizarre. And like I've enjoyed you know, Angela on the season overall because I think she's brought some crazy moments, obviously, but I kind of agree that the last couple of weeks I've kind of been growing a little tired of Angela.
I mean, you didn't like her from Go, so
no. I mean, I thought she was crazy from the beginning, but then I appreciated what she was bringing, like the chaos that she was bringing, and now it's to the point where I feel like I'm kind of over it again.
I've grown tired of it. Okay, like this is the Oregon Trail. Like I would have already perished. Like I wouldn't even have made it. I have dysentery. I'm on meager rations.
Like I have dysentery.
Wow.
Like I can't take any more Angela. Like I've absolutely had it. And that's that on that. And watch her win HOH. I'll be throwing up for 7 days straight. Like
oh
disgusting.
My god.
That's disgusting.
That would be pretty crazy.
It'd be horrible. Treese, I love the Oregon Trail. Okay, I love the Oregon Trail.
I never played it actually.
How did you never play that?
I just never did.
I thought everybody played that. Yeah, I thought everybody played that in school as a kid.
I never played it.
You're weird.
That is.
Gina's full of hot takes tonight, I guess.
I'm telling you, in the nearly 10 years that I've known you, that is
like 20.
By far the most shocking thing I have ever heard you say. The Oregon Trail. I remember taking out a floppy disk. You played the Oregon Trail and Sticky Bear. Remember Sticky Bear?
No, what is Sticky Bear?
Sticky Bear was this like educational. He like I don't know. He was like this. He was a brown bear, and he had like overalls, and he just like did things. You had to like do like word puzzles and like word scrambles and vocabulary things, and he would like hop around and do different things. Oh my gosh! When I get my phone back, when T-Mobile finally does me right. I'll be sharing mad stuff on the
I can't wait to see Sticky Bear.
Okay, Sticky Bear. Let's hear if it's when I say Sticky, y'all say Bear. Sticky.
Bear.
At least I know about the Oregon Trail.
Rebecca, I don't know about a sticky bear, but your childhood was unfortunate. You missed out.
So sorry.
But Rebecca does know the Oregon Trail. Okay, so there's that.
Oh, so does Matt Blevins. Matt
I
Blevins
just
says,
never played.
Thank you.
"Wow,
Thank
we
you.
even played Oregon Trail at my backwoods high school. What kind of prison did you attend, Gina?"
New York State Women's Correctional Facility.
Again, I acknowledge that I am in the minority here. I get that. It's the unpopular opinion. I got it.
Oh, it's just so fun.
Before we start losing folks, because we are at that 10 p.m. hour, I want to know what y'all think about Julie's fit.
Oh, Julie. Oh, Julie. What are we wearing this week?
All right, polls are open. Scan the QR code. Let us know. Hot, not, or tepid. I am very disappointed with the photo that we got on the social media from Miss Julie. We did not get the entire fit. This is the best that we could do.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we've got this picture here. It was like a red dress, obviously with, with these buttons. The shoes did match. They were cute. And if I remember correctly, open-toed.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. I think Matt's too excited. Oh no, it did register. I'm like, is this case sensitive? We still don't know what these polls. Scan the QR code. Let us know. Get in the comments. Hashtag hot. Hashtag tepid. Hashtag not. I mean, for me. All right. Well, can we just be honest? Let's just be honest about what's going on here. The fits this season have been subpar.
Lackluster.
Yeah, lackluster. A normal judging scale, the regular Julie barometer, this would only be a tepid at best. However, because we have been so underwhelmed by the fits so far, this is a hot for me. This is a hot.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything you just said. In another season, I don't know. This very well could have been a tepid. I feel like you said, the outfits are usually just much better overall. Right. So I'm going to give this a hot. I also will say, and I know, like you said, this picture is not the best that we could have gotten. I also feel like if she does post another picture that's better, I still think it wouldn't look as good. But I felt like during the broadcast, like there was a certain angle that they came back from at one point from a commercial break, where I just thought it looked very good under the lighting on the stage there, and like. So I do think it looked better during the episode than it did from any picture that we would get.
Okay.
And right. I'm gonna give it a hot.
You are gonna give it a hot. Okay.
Yeah.
A lackluster outfit. She still did at least pull out 2 hots.
Yeah, I will say honestly, in my opinion, I think lackluster season or not, this would have gotten a hot for me. Even on your average season.
Wow.
What did you love about it?
I love the color. I love the cut. I thought it flattered her very nicely. I don't know. It's a cute dress.
I'm just noticing the watch there on the wrist for the first time too.
She matches too.
Yeah, I think this is pretty good. The hair looks good. I think, and listen, how many weeks in? Is this week 6 recap that we're doing?
This is week 6.
It only took 6 weeks. We finally, all 3 of us, gave her a hot.
Wow.
That is really.
Yeah.
I act like we celebrated it, but it's not really a celebration, right? It really should not have taken 6 weeks, a month and a half, to get 3 hots across the board. That's really nothing. That's nothing to celebrate.
No.
Damn.
But how is your favorite doing? Did you get your votes in? Looks like everybody's loving Joseph. Oh my.
Yeah, Joseph, listen, the entire season I've been like very cool on Joseph. I'm like, I don't really know about him. In the last couple of weeks, or like the last couple of episodes, I'll say, I was starting to be like, oh, I think maybe I just didn't really get his humor, and I'm starting to come around to him a little bit. And then this week soured me on him again.
Oh, soured. Why? Because you were jealous that you didn't get to enter the Matrix?
Yeah.
Well, the Matrix actually is a reason why I'm not feeling Joseph right now, but it's not for the reason
Oops.
you're thinking.
Why? What bothered you about the
I did
Matrix?
hear some things.
Yeah, so
Uh-oh,
apparently,
uh-oh.
so normally when a contestant goes into solitary, we still get live feed footage of them just like vibing around in that like in that room by themselves. We got it in Felicia, we like get that kind of stuff. We didn't see anything of Joseph in solitary. And you might think, oh, maybe it's because of the Matt piece to it that they didn't want to give away, you know, like that part of the thing. But Joseph admitted to some of the other house guests that he really took advantage of his alone time in solitary and really enjoyed having some me time.
He pleasured himself while
I was,
Matt's
I was trying to be more delicate than that, but
No,
sure.
but why? We're all adults here. He played with himself while he had to be in a room all alone for 24 hours, and
So
Matt's
he
voice was
masturbated.
constantly going on. Yeah.
Listen, and if anything, that makes me like him more.
You don't gotta tell us.
That is the
Don't
realest
tell us.
fucking thing I heard all week.
You could have taken that to the. You could not waterboard that information out of me. I'm sorry.
Just for being honest.
I will say my other
Nina, please.
issue.
Day 30 something. You're not sticking something up in there? Come on now.
Oh my
Come on now.
God. Rebecca.
I will. That's
He masturbated.
That is actually hysterical, and it's like I want. Did Matt enhance or detract from experience?
And that's the thing, like everybody like heard that it happened and they were like, oh damn, he really admitted that. Okay, whatever. And then yesterday's episode aired and they went, wait. Was this happening during the punishment? Mind you, his brother is having a field day on social media. Joseph's brother is so freaking funny.
Listen, it sounds like a prime opportunity. I don't care who's talking in the background. Like, you've probably gone at least a month without doing it at least once. Like, come on.
I will say too, though, like aside from like the whole that thing,
It's unbelievable. I can't.
Aside from all of that, I am kind of like, there's something about Joseph that gives me pause lately because it's like, it feels like depending on who is paying attention to him, his personality kind of changes. Like, he was really chill. He and Quinn had like a bond over both being super fans. Like, it was just like, you know, he was who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more that Leah started paying attention to him, the more he started to get kind of like cliquey, mean girly. So like there was a moment even, oh God, what day was it even? Might have been last night, maybe 2 nights ago, that like the three of them, Quinn, Leah, and Joseph, were hanging out in what I call the Pink Pony Club, but like that room. And as soon as Quinn left the room, the two of them were like going in, just like shitting on him, making fun of him, and it's just like
Quinn
that.
Sucks.
Stop it. But like that is the kind of energy that I don't vibe with. Like, that's somebody that you're supposed to be cool with, but also like, why the second that like this girl is now paying attention to you, you're like, oh yeah, screw it. Like, I don't know. It left kind of a bad taste in my mouth.
Is it possible that part of that is also him just trying to play to different people on different sides of the house? Like,
Sure.
Sometimes we are a little chameleon-ish. I mean, I didn't see these conversations. I don't fully know. So
there's something about it that's kind of icking me out. I don't know. Like, I do understand that, like, especially in Big Brother, people kind of like change the kind of person they are depending who they like. It's a social game, so like I do get that. There's just something about it that I don't love. With specifically.
I'll look more. I don't have an opinion on that. I don't know. I don't know things. Did you like the AI Instigator twist? Ooh. I'm surprised it was.
It was all right. I don't know.
I didn't not like it. I just felt like it could have been more fun. I did think it was so funny, because this is another thing that was so fun if you were a Feeds watcher, because we did not see the original like Quinn deepfake moment. So we just saw the aftermath of like Rubina crying that like people were throwing her under the bus and targeting her and Tucker, and it was like this whole big thing. And we see her and Tucker both like crying in a room together, and he's comforting her, and it's this whole big thing. And everyone on BB Twitter was like, shit, I thought that we were voting Tucker, but like he wouldn't have done something to hurt Rubina, especially the way that he's like acting about it after the fact. Like, there's no way it was Tucker. So then to find out that it straight up was Tucker and he like exposed her because he just wanted to hold her hand in public, it was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You hurt this girl so bad. Like it's very funny in hindsight. But most of what he was doing with the instigator thing wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. Like, I think it did kind of find its footing later on in the week because he started to do a thing where, like, Leah would come on and be like, oh, I need you to cook me dinner. So here's the things that you need to bring for me. And she would just, like, list a bunch of things with, like, different numbers. So people were studying the instigator messages as if a competition was coming. But obviously there is no competition attached to it. So in that set, which I'm sad we didn't see any of that.
Yeah, I don't get why we didn't see any of that.
Because that's fun.
I would have found that more interesting than the stuff that we did get. Because I felt like...
Right, if you're going to give me 2 hours, I would have liked to see some of that stuff.
Because as soon as he started doing that, I was like, that's funny. Right, like, they were studying all week.
Because obviously after the whole, failure of the deepfake HOH, it's like everybody knew that it was Quinn that had it, and it wasn't really Angela that was making these noms or whatever, like after that failure, I was like, all right, everybody's gonna know that these videos are fake. But like if they can at least get it into part of the game where it's like, oh, everybody's so paranoid because these deepfakes keep popping up and we might have to memorize all this for the next HOH comp, and oh my god, what's going on? Like I wish we got to see more of that. Like
yeah, which I mean,
actually
maybe we
having
will
an
on
impact
Sunday,
on the game. Yeah.
I did think that was very funny that was the route he took.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm writing to people.
No, you're good. You're good.
I actually don't have anything else.
I'm trying to think.
Except that, I'm sorry, I'm lying. I do think it would have been a little bit more interesting, maybe if we did discuss this a little bit last week, but if T-Core was the AI instigator, I think that could have been more interesting because I think she understands the intricacies of some of the social layers here, and we would have had some fun with that. Or even Chemo to that point.
Yeah.
I would like to discuss the Visionaries.
Okay.
Not big on the feeds this week, obviously, but I still I think that Quinn is actually at the bottom of that.
Oh, I think so.
As does Quinn. Yeah. Quinn thinks that too.
Oh, Quinn does. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't think we saw any of that in the episodes. They keep presenting, and like, it almost felt like Julie knew more about the Friends Alliance than even like I did. It's like not Julie like being more knowledgeable.
I love that she like referenced the show Friends too in this episode. Did you catch that?
Yes.
Oh wait, I didn't catch it.
She was like, "Oh, this person's
the
been
one
in the
where."
Yeah, she's like, yeah. She was like, "Oh, like this person's been in the Friends Alliance with this person. Will this be the one where they vote to evict them or whatever she said?"
That.
I did.
I remember her saying that. I didn't catch it as a Friends reference.
Yep. I was like, if I had my phone working, I was like, that is something that I would have
like that.
Out. Damn it!
I didn't clock that. That's what that was.
Thanks a lot, T-Mobile. Oh, I can't wait to cancel! I can't wait to cancel. I hate them so much.
Wow.
Oh, because the other half of this kicker, real quick, this whole phone drama, right? When I made this insurance claim, I wanted to go to the store and go like just trade in my phone at the same time, right? Pay my deductible and get a brand new phone. The lady at the store said, you're allowed to do that. You call the insurance thing and you file your claim. They're like, absolutely not. We will not do that. No way. It has to be mailed to you. It has to be mailed. And they forced me into this. So then they do mail it to me and then they can't activate it because I can't use my screen to activate the switch. And now they're getting it. So like, you forced me into this mail thing. And now you're telling me that because I can't respond yes to switch it over, that I now have to go to a store, which is what I wanted to do in the very beginning. I can't wait to cancel.
Yeah, T-Mobile.
Damn.
They're the worst.
Damn.
It's not worth saving $10 a month. I promise you, it's not worth it. Just pay more and get a better experience anywhere else. Okay, you can even do Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile.
Anyway. So that's that. Anything else, really? Because we do have something else to talk about tonight.
Yeah. What do you think of Tucker's punishment?
the AI
BB AI
assist.
assist. Yeah.
I didn't like this, actually.
No.
I didn't like this for multiple reasons. When I realized he was going to be in something tight, I was immediately excited. And then they put those stupid shorts on him, and I was like, all right, well, you failed me there. And then this is not one of those fun ones. Like, I like when people have to stay up all night, but now he has to go to this encyclopedia and actually get the right answer. Like, this is way too much. Like, it's just too much. And all week, this wasn't just 24 hours. Like,
Those are always a week, I feel like.
right, but I feel like the amount of time you have to be up in one of these, like we've seen other ones where you have to stay up all night. You have to get up and like do something stupid or recite something. That can be done in 10 minutes and go back to bed. This encyclopedia crap. I mean, some of those questions were like, unless you knew what you were looking for, like,
Yeah.
you're looking through an encyclopedia? Like, what did this look like?
I saw some people saying that there were like certain questions that like it took him like half an hour to find the answer.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, imagine having to do that at like 3 a.m. while you're
I'd
half
be
asleep.
so freaking pissed. Yeah, absolutely not.
And like you saw a couple of them in yesterday's episode, but like he would keep coming out and being like, is this the answer this time? Because he would get it wrong like 4 times in a row, and they'd be like, he's like, okay, great.
I'm like, what is the punishment if I don't do this? What are you gonna do?
Right.
Like, maybe it's worth it. Just forget it. I'm just staying in bed.
Right. Like, I'll just be a have-not next week. I'm done with this. Like, I also just want to just very briefly mention that apparently Matt was saying that apparently Tubina, that showman's name, is canon now because the announcer said it on the episode tonight. And I agree with Matt that I will never accept Tubina. It will always be Rebucker. Rebucker forever.
I was surprised that the narrator said Tubina because they've been saying Takina in the house. Like, that's what like Rubina and Tucker were calling themselves.
Takina.
That's super cute because it's like a back and forth.
It's definitely better than Tubina.
Except that Tukina kind of also makes me think that maybe T-Core and Rubina doing something.
Fair.
By the way, what was with, I love Tucker, but what was with his issue with saying T-Core's name?
I didn't notice that until someone said it on feeds, and then I started paying attention.
Half the time he would say T-Core. He would say it. I would hear him say T-Core. And then all of a sudden a whole episode would go by and he'd be saying T-Core the whole time. And I was like, what is happening?
It sounds like somebody who's not really sure. He's like, so I'm just going to keep switching. And that way, like, half the time I'm right, half the time I'm not.
Well,
better than being totally wrong.
She and Quinn were talking about it at one point, and he was like, he's never once gotten your name right. And she was like, no, he's gotten it right exactly once. One time.
Oh my god.
Also, T-Core, she's like, I'm ready to crow slay. And I'm like, very fun.
Yeah.
I love tomfoolery like that.
That was good.
I love it.
That was good.
I will say, too, I know I am the lone Quinn fan on this podcast. I know that. But did you see there was a video of, it was Quinn, Joseph, and Chemo in the HOH room watching that little like camera feed, and Tucker and Rubina were outside in the hallway, and they started like making out, and the 3 guys were cheering like they were watching the fucking Super Bowl, and it was so fun. They like, all 3 of them were like screaming and cheering. I watched that video probably 100 times. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah. Quinn was annoying, but I'm done now.
You leave my friend alone.
I'm done now. Any chance,
I was trying to get us out of here, but we have to do something real quick. We got to get our points out.
We sure do.
Mind you all, in 11 minutes, we're also going to be live again with the Challenge 40, last night's episode. Lots to get into with that. So we do need to move through these points rather quickly so we can have a tinkle and get ready. Who would like to go first? It's usually John, so I think it should be Gina.
Yeah, there we go.
That's right. Put her on the spot. Bing bang.
That's fine. I'm ready.
What order you're going?
I'm going 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, 3 points or
yes,
third
3
place?
points. 3 points.
Okay.
Yes. Fair question.
That's so backwards. I don't get it. You're supposed to give the big prize out last. It's like, oh, here's the 3rd place. Here's runner-up. Here's the winner.
Okay, and when you give your points, you can do them in whatever order.
That's why I always do it in the correct order.
Okay.
We didn't even get into where the points are going. This is
I haven't
just
even
over
said a
the
name.
order in which they are
I haven't
distributed.
said a singular
And I'm
name.
very passionate. I'm very passionate about it.
No, I love it. It's hysterical to me. All right, so Gina's 3 points.
My
Her number
3
one
points
best person of the week.
for the week are going to Chelsea for spearheading
Whoa.
this flip. Because,
Wow.
again, the edit did not do her justice this week. She really was kind of like the brains of the operation.
She was the ringleader, as we
Yes.
say. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Congratulations, Chelsea. 3 points from the Lady Jeans.
Yes.
Who gets your 2 points?
My 2 points. Uh-oh. Quinn gets my 2 points. I know on the chart, me and the audience are the only people giving points to Quinn. I know. But
He'll never get a point from me.
I know he won't. That's why I have to ride hard for him. For the same reason. Like, Chelsea really was the brains of the operation, but Quinn did a lot of work on the back end. So I think that Quinn, well, Chelsea was the brain, so she gets more points. But Quinn gets my 2.
Okay.
Also,
well,
I love him.
Hey, I respect it.
My 1 point.
You one little dinkies.
You know what? I'm gonna give my last point to Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, wow! Welcome back to the conversation.
Yeah, like I
she's
said,
been out of it for a little while.
I don't necessarily like or dislike her. She falls very in the middle for me, but like she could have been in a lot of danger this week. She campaigned for herself really hard, won the arena for, was this the second week in a row or just the second week? I don't remember. But
I remember row. Yeah, it's hard.
I don't remember. But either way, I was proud of her this week.
Good. Mackenzie has had a rough go with our rankings here. And she hit the board early and really lost steam. So welcome back to the conversation, Mackenzie. John.
First, I just have to
What do you
show this
think?
comment from Matt here real quick. Put me on the pod and Quinn gets my 3 points.
Thank you,
I'm
Matt.
telling you,
Thank you, Matt.
Matt, that is not a good way to get an invite to the pod.
Listen, I may be in the minority
you could
on
have
the
just
podcast,
said, I
but
want
I'm
to hang out with you guys. And we was like, oh, okay.
Hold on.
But now that you're coming here with this Quinn crap,
Yeah.
wait,
forget it.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I'm learning from the chat tonight is that I might be in the minority on the podcast, but I'm in the majority.
The majority.
I don't know about
chat.
that. I don't know about that. Rebecca and Matt like Quinn, but who was it? Eat the Pin said Quinn was insufferable. Other people in the chat have said that they do not like Quinn.
I just need
so you may not be in the majority.
validation, all right?
All right,
Listen,
well,
y'all might think he's annoying. I yell on this podcast. You think I'm not yelling in the diary room? Sometimes you gotta.
Zitos is so mad.
I know, you're so mad. It's okay, man.
It's so mad. It's still gonna be good.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really good.
T-Core had a rough week. We're still gonna have
all
fun.
had a rough week.
We're
It's
still
okay.
gonna have fun. Yeah, Tucker's gone.
Yeah.
We love him. It sucks, but it's gonna be all right.
No,
Okay.
we're gonna come back.
Yeah.
We're gonna rally. We're gonna
I'm
rally.
optimistic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you think the week sucked or that the show now sucks because of T-Core's antics, wouldn't you find some kind of validation if she ends up on the block? Hold out hope.
Which she
Anything's
very well
possible.
could, I think.
I don't want her to be on the block. I don't really want that.
Depending
But
on
I'm
who
just saying
wins,
for
I think
Zinfo's
there's a
sake.
non-zero chance, yeah.
It's possible. Maybe Rubina wins HOH.
Anything's possible. We have 6 minutes before our next stream.
Yeah, all right, let's do this. So my
Just
one
reminder.
point this week, I'm gonna actually I don't think this person's gotten any points this season.
A spanner in the works.
He's been pretty useless all season, but he was in an alliance that recently got blown up, got put on the block, won the veto to take himself down. I'm gonna give 1 point to Cam. I'm giving 1 point to Cam. You know?
Okay.
All right.
Welcome to the leaderboard, Cam.
Yeah. Next, my 2 points. I'm gonna give this to Mackenzie.
Wow.
She won the AI. Yeah,
She's raking them in.
Won the AI arena.
Back on the board.
Got secured her safety. I feel like we talked about her tonight about how she's never really had anybody in this game, and yet she has made it to at least week 7, as far as we know. She's won at least 2 AI arenas now. Did she win?
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
I think she deserves a couple of points. So I'm going to
You're
get
damn right she does.
So
You're
yeah,
damn right she does.
so Cam and Mackenzie get my 1 and then my 2 points, and then my 3 points
Excellent.
are going to my girl who I took her last name, Chelsea. I feel like she's also
Chelsea.
she's been in a tough tough position. Her alliance also, just like Cam, got blown up. She was put on the block at one point. She won the AI arena, right? Now this week she spearheads the movement to get the votes to get Tucker out. I think Chelsea needs my 3 points, so that's how I'm doing it.
Okay. Listen, I think it's all fair. I think everything that everyone said is very fair. I'm gonna do something. I think. Oh gosh, I was so ready to ask y'all. I didn't really figure this out. Okay, I do have that ready. I do have something interesting in the works here.
Okay.
Who deserves 3 points? I find it tricky. It's not tricky. I have my answer. I'm starting from the bottom up. Okay. My 1 point, third place, I am going to give it to Angela. Okay.
Wow.
I find her to be top tier irritant. Number 1, can't stand her. But you also can't deny the fact that she is maneuvering some of these situations in a brilliant manner. Like she's doing the twerking with the young people, she's making a connection, she is kind of working that mom thing.
Sure.
Right? She's finding a very safe space for herself. Now that Kenny is gone and she's the oldest one, I think she's kind of leaning into that, and she's doing a good job getting people's sympathy, because I didn't hear one person say, I don't know that I trust her. Like, they all find her annoying, but like they're kind of in these conversations. No, you don't agree?
I just think at this point it could start, if people were feeling like they didn't, have any reason not to trust her before, I feel like that's going to change. And the paranoia is getting to people.
It
They're
is.
also you do
Until you decide there's a bigger threat. And I feel like she's been very good at like pushing that off on other people. And like, I still think that there's always going to be an argument for somebody else being a bigger threat. Like if she's up against Mackenzie, there's such a world
That's
in
the
which
thing is like you do hear conversations on feeds, they're not necessarily in the edit, of people saying like, we can't trust her, she's a liability, you don't really know where she's going to go.
She blows up alliances.
But when people were talking about possibilities of what was going to happen tonight, there was never a conversation. There was never a clear-cut plan of like, what if Tucker wins the arena? It was always, if Tucker's on the block, like, do we have the votes to get him out? But there was never a conversation of what happens if Tucker's not there. Are we for sure voting Angela? It was never set in stone. So there was a world in which Mackenzie left.
Yeah. And now there's even more of a world in which that happens, because now she does have this second AI arena win under her belt. So there's a world in which Angela can always deflect to somebody else as being a bigger threat than her, which she could just be interesting to watch. So I think that's worth a point.
I also... Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. We're doing the points. We got to get out of here.
Yeah,
I was just going to say it would be interesting if Mackenzie won HOH. That would be interesting. All right.
That would be. And that leads me right into the fact that she is getting my 2 points. She's on my team.
Mackenzie.
Yeah, and she does deserve it. Like she's another person who doesn't seem to have any true strong alliance or anything like that, but she's still here and no one's actively talking about her as a threat. Like, it's only once she's already up there that it's like, oh, all right, now we're starting to talk about Mackenzie. But otherwise, no one seems to really have there's no proactivity to her. It's just like she's a safe one to put up there because she's already been there. But that's really the only reason why I'm doing it. It's not like anyone's really feels like she's a major problem. But she kind of is, because she does win things. So she's interesting. And my 3 points, my number 1 is going to go to Rubina.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm giving them to her because she's navigated well too, in my opinion. She's been attached to this showman's thing that is part of what did Tucker in. I mean, granted, I think it was more of the comp. It was also more the comp wins, but like it didn't help this showman's thing. But no one.
And he was like making out with her in public, like we were in third grade, middle school.
Right.
I was like, what are we doing?
What? Third grade. What were you
I was like, never mind.
Jeez.
I took it back right away, okay?
I know you did, but it's just funny to harp on because you tried to take it away too fast. So absolutely not. Oh, I caught it. You tried it. But no one seems to be putting any of the focus on Rubina for that. Like the blowback only seems to be hitting Tucker, but no one seems to be saying, "Oh, well, Rubina was in this thing too." Like, so I think that's interesting. Because I don't think she was as damaged by the showman's title as he was.
And now that he's gone, I mean,
now that he's gone, it's going to be just a thing of the past.
Yeah. Now, I feel like now people will look at her as like, all right, she's not part of a showman's anymore, so we can pull her in as a number. You know, like
I think she's in a good spot, and I think, and that has to be to at least to some credit, the relationship she already built. But that's that. You know, get your final votes in. Hashtag first name who you thought you liked. Scan the QR code. Get your votes in that way. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. We are going to be back literally within the next 5 minutes. Right, we do got to take a tinkle. We're going to be talking about the challenge season 40, last night's episode 3. Is there anything else for the benefit of the community regarding BB26?
Just that Quinn is perfect and I love him.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, ain't nobody asked for that.
To be fair, yes, you did.
Well, no, not that.
Yeah, honestly, of all the things that I actually asked for, it most certainly was not that.
You know better.